So part 2, because I hit the wrong button on my camera. I'm just going to take this off, take these screws out now. You can see if you look down, can't see much right now, but yeah, that's your pump. So I'll do that now and get back. Right, so I've taken the screws out from around here and I'll lift it off. As you can see, it's actually pretty clean in here. I've had ones before where you've had like a tissue and shit imprint of these blades sitting in here when you take it off, just like completely packed with tissue with that print on. This is pretty clean. So the fault with my unit is that the pump's running for longer than it ought to be. As you can see, the fault's not in there. It's good to have a look though. A bit of shit there, so it isn't nice. So as I say, if this is blocked with tissue paper in here, you literally just take the screws out, rip all the toilet paper out of this thing and poop, and then just put it back together again. Now this one isn't the fault, so I'm guessing it's this thing in here. So I'm going to get back to you once I can have a look at this pipe, because it uses air pressure from this thing. Yeah, I'll have a look and see if you can see it. There's a pipe here, and there, look, this pipe goes all the way up, goes to about halfway through the tank, comes up to there. Now I'm going to guess pressure of the poop water comes up, pushes the pipe up through this thing into some kind of control unit, which is controlling when the motor comes on and off based on the pressure of poop water. And it tells the macerator motor to spin, and this motor's spinning too much. So either that, or my pipes are jammed somewhere else. Which, yeah. Anyway, back to this job. I'll get back to you once I can see the pipes and show whatever the fault is or whatever I find. So, this is your control unit housing. It had, I'm guessing it's a pressure switch, had this on top. I'm guessing I'm calling it a pressure switch. I haven't opened one to check, but it's a pressure switch. So I had that on top, sitting in the lip to make it waterproof. It's got 2 spades inside, wire in there, just going off. That's your switch. That's a switch that turns it on and off on the casing. So you can activate it when it's not on. Just spilled my screws everywhere. Wonderful. So this is your 2 spades. 2 spades are connecting with these 2. So obviously switching something from this. Now normally this is what's going into the tank. If this was a motorbike part, I'd just blow through this to make sure it was clear. And it's in my toilet, I'm not blowing through it, so I'm going to find something to blow through it instead. Alright, so I made a shitter pipe test rig. So now I'm going to press this on the table. As you can see, it's a syringe, pipe, and then the piece I want to make sure isn't blocked. So if I push down with table, water should shoot out of that. And it might, if it is been blocked, that bugger would have unblocked it, surely. Right, so that's not blocked. So, going back to ship pressure pipe. That pipe's a bit grim, isn't it? Let's have a look. Now you can see, come on, focus. Focus. You can see that's pretty, there you go, that's pretty horrible in there. So I'm going to guess that's messing with this unit's ability to create the contact correctly, because it's all messed up. So I'm going to try and clean this out, maybe strip it. Never played with one of these before, so either clean this end or strip the unit. I'll get back to you. Alright, so I did a little bit of research. This, and checking, is an airflow switch. I thought it was something like that. So they are £18 on eBay. The ones with 3 tags, I saw one for £16. It's about the same shape, but an extra pin there. Guessing it's wired slightly differently. The whole unit's at 75. So an option, if you've got a unit where it's constantly flushing and it's an airflow problem, could be just to swap this out. It comes with the pipe and the fitting. That's a nice quick way of doing it. Personally though, 18 quid is 18 quid, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I can make this work, I'll make it work. Right, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to wash this out with isopropyl alcohol, and if it is an air pressure problem, then air coming from this valve on top of my shitty tank, that's literally shitty, air coming through here, this is lip weak, or any of these joints, any of the joints going onto the unit or onto this piece are letting air through, that's going to fail your air pressure. So that's going to either switch constantly because it thinks it's low pressure or high pressure. Cute. So I've got here isopropyl alcohol, a little bit left. So I'm going to spray isopropyl alcohol into there, see if I can clear that out of junk, and I might either swap this pipe out or clean the pipe out. That's going to be my job, and then I'm going to film myself putting it back together again. Thank you. Whoops, sorry about that. It's not too easy doing this one-handed. I'm new to this YouTube malarkey. You can see it's a bit cleaner now. So that is kind of the basis of my cleaning efforts. When we keep doing it, I might get a little bit of a needle and give it a poke and see if I can get any of them shit modules out of it. So, fascinatingly, you look at the little white thing in the middle of the black unit, if it focuses, that comes forwards and backwards. That's got all shit modules on it that's blocking it. That is probably my fault here. So the fault is that it's constantly running after you've flushed. Until I turn the power out, worrying that this motor's going to burn out. So you can see in there, where it comes forwards, or it goes back. And that's your switch. So if that's jammed with poop, it's going to be your problem. So I realised any tool I use to clean this, I'm going to want to throw away, to be honest. So what I'm doing is I'm using some wire, like if I can, you know. So I'm just using a tiny bit of wire, putting the wire in and scrubbing it around the inside. I can't do it one-handed. Around this inside bit, pulling strands down like a broomstick just to get the shit out, to free off this mechanism, and then using my isopropyl alcohol just to free it off because it's kind of like caked on. A lot of the reason why I've not just shown myself replacing this unit is for practicality. Like, yeah, 18 quid's 18 quid, but you don't always have 18 quid. And, you know, I might want to poop today. This might be my only fucking toilet. Sorry to swear. It's my only toilet. So as a result of that, I'm gonna, you know, like actually try and fix it and not just play that game of replacing it, because it's not really the same thing. So on the unit, air pressure, come on, focus. So this unit here, that pipe goes into there, and as I say, air pressure from this detects it. This fitting, if it's actually going to focus, is kind of a bit crap. You know, like, that's not great. This here as well, you can push these tabs inward to release, outward to tighten it up. Now, depending on what you've got with you, you can tighten these tabs up here and push this round to retighten it. You could put a tie wrap around it, take this thing off, put a tie wrap around it, like that kind of thing, and tighten it up as hard as you can. That's not bad. Or I'm going to use one of these. As I say, a lot of the times when you'll be working, it's improvisation with what you've got. So I happen to have these, so I'm going to use one, because if you improve the design of what you're fixing, a lot of the time that can compensate for the parts that are, you know, a little bit crap still. So as I say, I'm going to put this on. This, some silicone sealant. I don't want to open a new one just because it's on a table with like stuff that's had shit running through it, you know. I can just use this and then lob it. So it's been stood on a few times. You've got gasket goo here. So the gasket goo is going to go between the two. The gasket goo seals up like rubber, and then I'm going to put that fitting on. So that's my end. It's my start on this end. Right, so even with the attachment on not really tightened up, it's already a hell of a lot stronger connection just there. Next I'm going to put this gasket gear around the things and tighten it up.